All right, now about a week before President Barack Obama came, like we told you at the start of this bulletin, street children and street families were rounded up and taken to the Joseph Kanyethe Community Center. After he left, they're back on the streets. They were supposed to have been rehabilitated, and that is why today we're focusing on the plight of street children, street families, and indeed homeless people in the country as a whole. Now, one of the biggest challenges with this issue is actually putting a number to them that then would hopefully inform the policies behind it and how much money is being set aside. By the way, about 300 million shillings has been set aside in the 2015-2016 budget, 40 million by the Nairobi County and the Devolution Ministry. So let's take a look at some of the numbers, which then start to distract the focus away from policy into just how many numbers we have in the country. So I'll take you through some of the statistics over the years. In 1999, these are the figures we had, that we have over 50,000 street children in Nairobi, and at the time the government estimated that they would grow by 10% every year. So we move forward to another statistic that was done, and remember, all of these are not hard facts that we can verify, but just to show you what some of the numbers we're dealing with are. The following year, well, I think about 2 years later, if we can move to that, in 2001, here's another estimate: 300,000 children living and working in the streets of Kenya, with half of those concentrated around the capital, that's here in Nairobi. Now, the same year, there was yet another statistic. This one was a little bit, actually, much more conservative than the previous one. 40,000 street children in Kenya. Again, same thing, half of those concentrated in Nairobi. In 2007, different numbers here. 250 to 300,000 children living and working on the streets of Nairobi. This one puts the number at 60,000. In 2012, UNICEF did a report, and this is what they found similarly. But as you can see, these are the numbers, which prompts many to think, are the numbers really rising, or are we just taking more attention or paying more attention to the plight of street children in the country? And with such varying statistics, how then is the government able to make decisions to allocate funds for their rehabilitation? Remember, every year since 2003, money has been set aside in every financial year to cater for street children in the country, and indeed street families. This is the focus of our discussion that's coming up after the break. The hashtag we're using is The Other Kenya at KTN News and at Yvonne Okwara. How do we solve this problem? And I'll be getting to some of your tweets, some of which make me sad, to be honest, because we're now talking about the pickpockets coming back. Pickpockets, homeless people, are the two terms synonymous? Perhaps not, and you'll hear from our guest tonight, one of them doing some amazing stuff by himself, together with his family. Clifford Olwoch will be telling us about what he is doing for the homeless in Nairobi. We also have Shamit Patel, the homeless group of Nairobi, as well as Amnesty International Country Director Justice Nyang'aya, to talk about their rights and what we need to be doing. I saw a tweet from one of you saying, it's not my problem, but whose is it? Is it your problem? We'll be focusing on that on The Other Kenya.